Morning, pagan membrarian, coffee, apothecary. So I want to talk about fairy changelings because I realize that we've made 2 videos now that mention fairy changelings and I haven't told you what they are. I'm not gonna lie, there's a reason for that. It's because this is a sensitive subject and I don't like to give trigger warnings. So, trigger warning, if you are uncomfortable hearing about child abuse or death of a child or watching a video while my dogs dance in the background, just turn it off now. Don't watch it. No one. Oh, the hate mail I'm about to get. So, fairy is kind of an umbrella term. It includes all creatures who exist somewhere in a place between our realm and the ethereal realm. It includes actual fae and sliffs and wights and elves and gnomes and trolls. And today we're really going to talk about, mostly this has to do with trolls. Because trolls are so similar to humans, it's why it's hard to tell the difference between a troll and a human baby, which is what makes this complicated. The general consensus is that you will know if you have a changeling baby because it will fail to thrive. And as we've talked about before, this is kind of an allegory for differently abled kids and maybe like sudden infant death syndrome and things like that, and an explanation for it, how to deal with it, how to cope with it. But historically, the idea is that a fairy will come into your house if you have a newborn baby. This kind of harkens back to Lilith, and switch your baby out for one of theirs. Sometimes they do this because they just want your baby, for, I don't know, whatever reasons, bloodlines, whatever. But most of the time they do this to give their baby a better life. And that's how we get ideas about how to get your baby back. The idea is that if you have a changeling baby, and you treat it badly enough, then the fairies will come and take their baby back and return your baby. I'm not saying this makes any sort of sense in the beginning at all. Don't judge me. It's not my story. People were historically known to take the baby they thought to be a changeling and leave it outside overnight in hopes that the fairies would come and take it back. There was maybe some child abuse involved. It's not good. This is not a pretty story at all. Okay, sad part over. So let's talk about how to make sure your baby is not kidnapped by the fae. Iron. We talked about it. Iron. Put your kid in an iron crib. Hang a horseshoe over their bed. Sometimes people would put things like iron objects on top of the baby. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. That's a bad idea. To be fair, this is one of the lighter stories about fairies and children because it implies that you have a chance to get your kid back. I mean, once your kid is like old enough to walk, it's almost impossible to get them back from the fairy realm. Like, if your kid walks around a church window shins counterclockwise 3 times, they might just disappear. They go into that fairy circle, gone. God, kid, no, get out of there. Go away. Farther away from the fairy ring. Parents, don't let your kids do that. This is not like Tolkien's fairy realm where everything is beautiful and misty and all the men are sexy. It's not like that. It's bad. Like you'll be trapped there, and time flows differently in the fairy realm. Rip Van Winkle, like it could feel like a few minutes and it could be 500 years later when you wake up and boom, suddenly flying cars and shit, and you have no idea how to deal with yourself because everyone you ever loved is dead. But of course fairies would never do that because fairies are good people. I have to say that because there might be fairies in my house. If you want to be safe, still, like, put the horseshoe over the crib. It's cool. No one will judge you. It's decor. I got weird shit in here. People love it. It's fine. Just tack a horseshoe up. tack it up good, because you don't want that shit falling on your baby. It's the best I got.